The Coventry Transport Museum, formerly the Museum of British Road Transport, can be found in the centre of Coventry. Behind its modern facade lies an extensive collection of mostly British-produced vehicles. These range from tractors made by Massey Ferguson, which used to have a big plant just outside the city of Coventry, buses also Coventry produced. There are in fact one or two other exhibits that probably weren't made in Coventry, like this motorbike as ridden by Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, none other than Ewan McGregor in the programme Long Way Down. Entering the introductory gallery from the commercial gallery, we're met with a collection of vehicles, both cycles, motorcycles and of course cars, and the odd light commercial, that were built in or around Coventry. The earliest vehicles range from the early 1800s. The collection itself is extensive, to say the least, with over 240 cars, 100 motorbikes and 200 bicycles, most of which can be seen on your trip round the museum. We've got Humbers, Jaguars, Lee Francises, all made in or around Coventry. And why have a museum like this in Coventry? Well, Coventry was pretty much the centre, or the main centre, for car production in the UK. Sadly, however, these days industry's died off a lot in this country, so we don't make so many cars as we used to. Sad, but true. But soon the introductory part, or phase of the museum, is over, and we start to travel through time. Our journey starts in the late 1800s with bicycles, big ones. These innovative street scenes are really well laid out. They've got plenty of shop fronts and plenty of interest. It's one of those fantastic things that some museums do, where you're given an area to explore, all these little streets and plenty of little buildings and things to go into to have a look at, like this coach building shop, for instance, showing how they used to build cars, some would say properly in those days. As we're near the end of this particular gallery, with its shop fronts and period garage, we enter a time of the Second World War and the Blitz, which is particularly well done. And on to a gallery known as the boom years, the 50s, swinging 60s and of course the 70s. Years where the British car industry received a lot of homegrown support. Most people drove British cars in those days. There's a good display of engines, complete with sound. There's plenty of British names on offer in this gallery. Triumph, Land Rover, and of course a Tamworth Special, a Reliant, Scimitar, a Singer, and an innovative display very much akin to a motor show stand for Triumph. Towards the end of the boom years gallery is a car showroom with an Escort, known for its speed over rally stages. However, we're about to enter the Hall of Speed with Thrust 2 and Thrust SSC, current world record holder.
Thrust 2 will do 0 to 140 in 3 seconds. It's a top speed of 6.4, but we learned a very important lesson. Thrust 2 was designed by John Ackroyd and built by a small team in Bosch, Wooden Creek on Mount. Jack Steve, Jack Collins, well famous.
upstairs galleries, Ghost Town, depicting what happened to the British car industry. Also upstairs is a gallery devoted to cycles. In here is the greatest range of age from the 1800s, early 1800s, right through to modern day. But if you want two wheels, why not stick an engine in it? And then you can have one of these beasties. This fantastic collection of wonderful old motorbikes, manufactured by companies such as Triumph and Norton and Valicet, BSA. And on to Motorsport, the Motorsport Gallery. Here we can see a Maserati 250F aside a modern Jaguar Formula 1 car. Gives some idea of the difference between the Grand Prix races of old and modern ones, even though Jaguar haven't raced for years. The gallery is full of cars made by various manufacturers. Lola, there's a nice Sunbeam Talbot over there, Jaguar, Ferrari even. That wasn't built in Coventry, and the six-wheeled Elf Tyrrell from the 70s. Notice the art on the walls. These are done by an artist by the name of Ian Cook of Pop Bang Colour. Rather an innovative artist with his very own unique style. And the final gallery is the Curator's Choice Gallery. Some rather fine examples of some rather interesting cars. She was, they say, the people's princess, but at one time she drove a little red Metro, so I can't fault Princess Di. I mean, I've even had two little red Metros myself, and a blue one. And of course, the Jaguar E-Type, celebrating 50 years this year. On our particular visit and on loan was this wonderful Spiker as we entered the museum. But there's also a temporary exhibition on at the moment, which is Le Mans Through the Ages. And as you guess, it's Le Mans cars like this wonderful old Bentley, right through the ages to this wonderful modern Le Mans Bentley. There's a fair collection of Le Mans cars from Audi, Spiker. One or two of the cars are owned by the drummer of Pink Floyd, Nick Mason, like this Ferrari 512BB, and there's also a Porsche of his in the collection too. A nice silk cut Jaguar. Oops, sorry, Siggy advertising, can't do that. Naughty. Pay the museum a visit, it's free to go in, well worth a visit. You won't be disappointed. Till next time, see you then.